policies, right? Policies change all the time. And so many times, particularly within their sport, there will be a policy and people will misspeak and call it a rule. And it's only because people don't know the rules. They don't know the difference between a rule and a policy. They don't know what an athletic commission could do, where USADA comes in, if you want to talk about that side of it. They don't know what the ABC is, or even New Jersey that decided to not go by the guidelines of the ABC. I mean, just for example, like there's not very many people alive that understand the different intricacies. So there used to be a good old day in the sport when you didn't want to do something, you could price yourself out. Now, I will remember, because I never thought it would work. I never thought that you, the audience, would let a guy off the hook. It's one of the few things that I would have predicted wrong. When a guy flat does not want to fight somebody else, and he doesn't say the words, I don't want to do it, I'm scared, I'm not. He doesn't say the words. He says something else that means that. Very obviously, very transparently means that. I need more money. This isn't right. He's ranked number 6. I should be fighting guys in the top 2. Whatever it is, I never thought they'd get away with it. You'd hold their feet to the fire and go, whoa, hey, bulk, hey, who cares what he ranked? Hey, what, the guy's not good enough to fight you? Good, you're getting an easy fight. You're not going to get away with that. No, you guys have always let him get away with it. Like, it's just been something that I've observed over time. It's been very interesting in the sport, particularly the top echelons. Ultimate Fighting Championship, Strikeforce at the time, Elite XC, once upon a time, Pride Fighting Championships, for example. You'd have a fight booked, okay? Now, one of those guys doesn't want to be there. But here we are. He didn't know how to get out of it. He said yes over the phone. He was planning to get out of it by the time the fax machine came and he had to put his signature on it. Something happened. He wasn't able to get, now he's got it faxed back. Now the announcement made, like, he had all these different steps where he's planning to get out of it, but okay, I'll do it at the next step. And now it's too late. But when you would be to that ultimate, the poster's done. Tickets are on sale. The card is booked and you pull out. There used to be a good old day where that fight wasn't rebooked. Whoever remained, they would just find an opponent for it. It was a massive opportunity for unsigned guys. You'd have a guy that never been in the organization before. He could walk right into a co-main event if he just had a bag ready and could get to the airport in time. I mean, this was a thing. Then all of a sudden, one day, they decided by policy they're going to pull both guys and just rebook the fight. And it's a really interesting concept. I mean, we're seeing it right now with Charles Oliveira and Benny Dariush. And I don't want Charles to see this go, Chael, what are you doing to me? I've never been anything but nice to you. Charles is very nice to me, and Charles is awesome. Charles could even win that fight. I'm not picking against Charles. Charles doesn't want to do the fight. That's what I'm saying. So you get the fight booked, and under the good old day standards, you call in, you say you don't want to do the fight, you keep Benny on the card, you get him somewhere else, you're floating around out here, all of a sudden your x-rays come in, the doctor's cleared you, and off you go for whoever's available that isn't Benny. I'm just giving you an example. But that's the way that it used to. Now they're pulling the whole fight. When a guy chickens out, even though you guys are more than prepared to let them off, look, now the organization is to let him, and it's a very fascinating thing. I mean, we are playing a game of chicken, and I don't know how far this is going to go between Chandler and McGregor. I do not know how close to the edge of the cliff these cars are going to get before one of them jumps. But there is nothing about that fight that feels like these two are getting ready to fight. And I do mean nothing. But I saw a promo last night. They're putting hands on one another. They're getting ready to go into the Ultimate Fighter. I mean, traditionally speaking, you'll come out the back end of the Ultimate Fighter, which is roughly 11 weeks. And the very next weekend will be the fight. That's gotten stretched over time, and that's gotten changed, and that's gotten manipulated. But we're still inside just that good, a week, 2 weeks. We're real close. We're right there. We've got the finale and the trophy and the $100,000. And then the very next week, the guys are up. That mathematically, based on the information we've been giving, simply is not possible. Now, I'm still looking forward to that battle, which is McGregor versus USADA. And if push came to shove, McGregor's on the right side of this. But I don't know who wants push to come to shove. I don't know who wants to get in front of an arbitrator. I don't know who wants to be partners with somebody and take it to this level. I mean, that's where things start to get really interesting really fast. So, okay, trailer comes out, McGregor pushed him, but McGregor's serious about this. For example, I cut a clip. It was TMZ. Somebody filled Conor. He's coming out of a hotel. He's jumping into an SUV. And they asked him something about boxing somebody. And Conor liked the idea, but he shut it down and said, I got Chandler first. I'm going to deal with Chandler first. It was a very authentic. It was a very organic. It wasn't clever and creative. And it was his real answer. He's planning to fight Michael Chandler. Boy, Conor can get pissed off fast, can he? And he was in a lawsuit with Manny Pacquiao that apparently got revised last week. The weekend before that, he's face-to-face with Perry. That I don't think it was anything more than playful. He was basically invited into the ring, but it was still of interest. I catch a trailer last night where he's with Chandler. Chandler's about the nicest guy you're going to come across. Conor gets pissed off fast. He not only shoves him, it was like by the throat, right? There's different places that you touch. Not all pushes are created the same. You push a guy by his jugular. It's a very different thing. You would think that they're going to fight. It would seem that they're going to fight. You ask Conor and Chandler what the weight class of their fight is, they don't say the same number. Nobody has a venue. Nobody has it on sale. Nobody has tickets. There's no poster that's coming out. Very powerful organization in USADA who's saying this can't happen till XYZ plus 180 days. You have a very powerful organization known as Team McGregor saying I need 2 clean tests and I can do those in the same week. I mean, it's one of these things that's very interesting. I'm into it. I'm into the whole thing, but there's nothing about that that feels like they're going to fight. And under the old rules, you just move on. Under the old policy, you just move on. But now, instead of finding a new opponent for Benny and using Charles later, you ask Charles when he's going to be okay. You book him and Benny on the same card at a different date. I mean, it's one of these things. I've blinked to you. I've let you know. I've tipped my hand. I've telegraphed. I've told you I don't want to do this. How clear do I have to be? I will do anything it takes to let you know I don't want to fight that guy, except tell you I don't want to fight that guy. That's the only thing that I can't do. I cannot say to you, I don't want to fight him. I can do everything else in the world and then just assume that you'll catch on. That's the part that's interesting. Sometimes people don't.